Good morning, everyone. We're looking a bit bright here, and I'm officially 6 minutes late. Jeepers. Funny story, but anyway, that's another issue. I was speaking to a mate of mine in Cape Town this morning, involved with all sorts of things. But anyway, Cape Town is an amazing place. That's the first thing. And I thought, oh, we'll talk about Cape Town today, and I'll just drop in a couple of photos. Yesterday, Jane had a major computer crash. It was all when she was editing the Voodoo Olympics film. You would have seen that, maybe not. It was worth a laugh. There's 7 different games that all the entrants went through. A couple of them are really funny, especially head on a stick. I haven't seen anyone do that for 20 years. Anyway, and the paddling thing at the end. There's some fun stuff there. There's some slow stuff, but if you're looking to relax and have a good giggle, watch that. But anyway, in the midst of all that, doing bits and pieces, and then there was also another thing that we were doing a proposal, chasing sponsors again, and all of a sudden the computer just crashed big time. Anyway, and now this morning my computer, I come in and log into this, and I think, right, I'm just going to talk a little bit about Cape Town and drop in a picture. Went to do the usual thing 3, 4, 5 times. I tried to, save as, get over there, get it into downloads, put it up on the thing. Just not working. It should have taken me 1 minute, and I started that at about 5 to 8, and I gave up about 4 minutes past 8. So I can't show you a picture of Cape Town, but bottom line is Cape Town is quite a surprise. I remember the first time I went there in 1990, I was completely blown away. It wasn't what I expected. And it was still in the middle of minor bits of apartheid stuff, and there were terrorist things happening. You go into the supermarket and there'd be big signs up showing all the different grenades and explosives and weapons and blah blah blah, and there was really tight security everywhere, and I had some incredible experiences there. Really making you realise people are everything and things are nothing. I had a chance to meet one guy and went out to a settlement. Long story, lots of amazing stories, but I was very humbled by Cape Town. And at one stage, I'm shortening this up because I digress. Just imagine it hasn't started yet, the tracker update, because we're waiting for people to turn up. I went fishing in a panther reserve or something in the river, and I caught some fish, and I heard the rustling in the waves. We were camping out there for 3 days, and yes, I probably shouldn't have been there, but anyway, lots of funny stories. So to cut a long story short, talking to Cam, talking about different things about Cape Town, and he said to me, "Oh, shit, geez, why don't we go camping for a few days?" Because he does all sorts of stuff, and he's got a Land Rover and blah blah blah. And I said, "I'm up for that." Cape Town, you can do anything and everything. It's quite an amazing place. There's issues there, but that's the same in any part of the world. And I'm not sure what families are coming in, but I thought, we might do a camping itinerary for 3 days or something. It was telling me Botswana's only bloody 7-8 hour drive away, and there's some. I never quite made it to a reserve before, so who knows? But anyway, we will instead of the Olympics, we might be come get chased by a lion or a tiger, or we do the Olympics out camping. We'll go out camping for 3-4 days. That could be fun. But if you're thinking of a holiday, Cape Town's pretty interesting. So okay, we got a few people there now, so we'll get straight on the tracker. Boy, they're racing now. And that was another part of it. I thought, crikey, so I don't want to get to Cape Town too early. We booked our tickets now. So we might have to slow them down somehow. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. But anyway, there's some. They're putting in very impressive speeds for sure. So here's the tracker. You're on it, and I'm going to click on it now. So now I'm on it. This is really interesting because Kerry and Renault are going hell for leather against each other. Dan's plodding along at the bottom. Pila's catching up to the lead pack. She's actually stretched the lead out even more. And looking at it, Kerry's running right along the edge of the continental shelf there, if you can call it that, if you're looking at that, by the bottom parts of New Guinea. I've cruised up there. It's an amazing place. Some of the stuff in these reefs, the little atolls and stuff, just stunning. Milne Bay. I'll tell you, if I remember, I'll tell you a little story about a guy we saved up there. But this is an amazing part of the world. Really incredible. So Kerry's he's just zipped into the bottom here, and I'm wondering whether he's thinking there's less sea or more current or whatever it is. He maybe just doesn't want to stick alongside Renault. I thought he'd be he'd be there. But he's pulled away again, going up north, and obviously involved with some tactics. So that's kind of cool. So we'll go through all that. I'll push that up there so we can see a bigger map. We still can't see Christian. He's down the bottom. We'll put the wind in. So we got the wind, and the first thing I want to do, or you can see there, it's a beautiful southeasterly, pretty solid. So they've been doing 6.5 knots, 140-mile days. But we'll check that in a minute. I'm just keen for my own interest because I haven't turned this on yet. Look at the currents. Nope. Okay, Kerry must be looking for calm water, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the waves. Well, you can see everyone else there. Some are getting a little bit of a push, others aren't. Peter's got a bit of a push. The others have sailed out. Renault's in a current hole. So let's look at the sea state. Where are we? Waves. Sea state. Nope, it's all the same. Okay, so maybe it suits his sails versus wind vane. All right, we'll leave them there for the moment. Come back to the wind. Go back to a bigger picture so we can see Christian. Here he is. And for whatever reason, strange thing, I might put the grids in. So here we go. Christian is doing 5 knots. He's got a bit of breeze now, so he's still not quite as much as the others. But boy, he got on move on. 117-mile day. I think everyone's going to be hooting. But is Ayrton there? 110-mile day, 4.4. Okay, not as much as the others. Gary, 4.3, 109. So they all might be a little bit softer back there. 4.4 for Jasmine, 109. Mark, what's Mark doing? 5.7, that's cool. Josh, 4.7, 119. I think oh boy, look at Adam. I've got to go bigger, sorry. Once I get past Christian, we've got to go a bit bigger. That's better. Adam, 4.8, 123. I think he's taking, yep, I was just going to say, he's caught up for taking a bit of ground out of Jacob. What are you doing, Jacob? Jeepers, 107 and 4.9. Adam, 4.8, but he did 123. So that's 14 miles. It's nearly a half a knot average difference to Adam. So on the edge. But anyway, they're going for it. Everyone's catching up, which is going to make the race interesting. It's funny, you say to yourself when you're sailing, I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'll sail fast and so on. Or I'll sail comfortably fast and not embarrass myself. And then all of a sudden you see you pass someone. It really excites you. Say, hang on, I passed him. If I put in a little bit more effort, I can pass him even more and open the gap. So it's self-perpetuating thing. When you're sailing close together, you're forced into having this race and you're forced into going a little bit faster and putting in a bit more effort. So I think that's happening now. But anyway, may be wrong. 5 knots for Eric, 127-mile day. So Eric's pulling out there. And check out Pila. She's definitely pulled away here. 142-mile day for Pila. 5.9 knots. And she's crossed over into the lead fleet. And she's continuing to catch him at the moment. But let's see. Dan, 133. So Pila took out 9 miles on Dan in the last 24 hours. That's pretty impressive. There's only 24 hours in the day, and so that's nearly half a knot again. Faster speed overall average for the last 24 hours. So Dan's doing okay. He's right up there. They're all moving silly speeds. 5.7, 148-mile day. Jeepers. And this is powering. You can see there wasn't much of a current assist. They're just driving hard. So but it looks like it's fantastic sailing, and what else have they got to do? So, because we don't hear any stories from Kerry. Kerry, if you're listening, don't comment. Give me a call. I'm ready to go with a call from you, Kerry, if you're watching this. I've got my phone here. I've got the battery charged. So come on, get that stuff out and get it going. Slow down I'll expect you to speak for at least 5 minutes. So you're not going to lose 5 minutes on the course. But anyway, it'd be good to chat. Just checking that the signal time 2000, so that's correct. Everyone's on 2000 now. Yep. Okay, so Kerry's been moving, but I have no idea what Renault's been doing. So let's have a look. Boom, 138. You took 10 miles out of him, Kerry. Jeepers. 148 versus 138. So now, if the distance to the finish is correct, Renault's on 66.8. Kerry is on 80. So hang on, 7980. 7968. Yeah, so that's correct. So let's say 67. 67 versus, so he's 13 miles behind. Okay, so 13 miles is only really, well, at those speeds, 13 miles is only a couple of hours. So the race is on. They're really going for it. And Kerry, there's a big principle involved here. I don't think Kerry's been in front of Renault for quite some time, but he's getting closer, closer, closer. So fingers crossed. Hope everything holds together. And I'm not sure what they're flying and what's up, but if Renault or Kerry give us a report, we'll know what they're doing. Dan is not having a holiday. He's still sailing fast. He is having a holiday, but he's sailing fast, trying to keep up there. Peeler's doing an amazing job. So 142 versus, who's got the fastest? 148. Kerry's got the speed of the day, the average speed, and it's all very impressive. But we don't want them to arrive in Cape Town before the 1st of December. That's going to be the challenge, because we booked our tickets now, and I'm going to absolutely not let them arrive any earlier. So anyway, we'll see. Right, what am I doing down here now? Trying to get them back into the fleet so we can look at the weather for 2 days going forward. And here we go. I got an interesting report from Josh as manager, which I'll read to you when we're back there. It's quite funny. Okay, one more back to give it the best look. And they're speeding ahead. Maybe it's because if they get there quick, they're going to get less wind going into the reef. But maybe that's changing, because there's a bit of yellow there at the moment. And they're not far away. How far are they? Just have another look, because they're really flying to the entrance to the reef. They're 530 miles, near enough for the leaders. 530. If they do 120 mile days, it's only four and a bit days. So we'll look at that in a minute. So 4 and a bit, maybe 5 days. No, 4 and a bit. 4 and a bit. Okay, and the split between the leaders and the tail ender there is 300 miles, which is another 2 days, 2 to 3 days. Okay, so let's remember that. I'll go 5 days and another 3 days. So we get out of that. Pick it up one more time so it's easier to see. We don't need to go too far. There it is there. We got Christian. Yep, there's Christian there. Get rid of that. And now I can push it through. So we're going to go 2 days of weather. Is that going? Nope, I've got to hit that. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom. So got the sun streaming into the cabin at the moment. So still holding off. Still a good breeze there. So generally everyone's got good breeze for the first 24 hours. There it goes. And then the next one, still pretty solid. But the mid-fleet, no, there's still 100-mile days in the mid-fleet. The leaders are going to get a bit more. But the guys up high are going to get a bit more for sure. So here we go. On the 9th, yep. I think the leaders might pull out here a bit, because you can see there's less wind in here, but the leaders in 2 days, they're going to be 250 miles ahead. So the lead group, 250 miles, yeah, that's way up here. They're going to be up here. I think you can see that. The leaders are going to be here at this time, whereas the tail enders are going to be, or the mid-fleet, they're going to be only 200 miles up. They're going to be back here. They're going to be languishing a bit. So I think you're going to see the lead group, and I think that'll include Peeler. Peeler might be the cut-off. They might extend a little bit from the mid-pack here with that issue, because they've got this breeze going forward. Whereas the other guys, Christian especially, is going to be slowing. Going to be hard for them to keep up. They'll be doing 100, 110, 120 mile days, whereas the leaders will still be doing 130, 140 if they keep doing what they're doing now. So we might see a bit of separation there. Keep it going forward. So there's 2 days ahead now. So that's the weather they got. Then it does fill in a bit. So plenty of breeze. So there's the 10th, 7th, day 3. I'm just putting it day 4. Wow. Day 3, they're going to be going fast. So the forecast might be changing. So we've now got, they've got plenty of breeze up the front. Probably so much that they might even slow down a bit, because if we look at the sea state at that time, so that's the 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is as they're getting close. They'll be in this region here. Plenty of breeze. Sea state will be, waves are going to be, 3 to 4. So that might just bring them back to 120, 130 mile days, but who knows? So that's interesting. Then we'll hit that again and keep it going. So this is about when the leaders are approaching the reef. It starts to slow down a bit. It's changed from yesterday, because remember I said the early guys, the leaders are likely to get away from the stronger breezes, but I don't think that's the case now. At that point, which is now 5 days ahead, so the middle group is going to be in amongst this stuff as well. That's 28 gusting 30 something, 35 even. 28, 20, high 20s gusting 35 in a 3 to 3.5 metre sea. So plenty to talk about there. And that's holding all the way through. There's a squeeze going on there it's getting quite solid there, you can see. So I think we'll have some stories. So they all need to take care. Then inside the reef, once you get in, it goes calm. But by the 14th, they're going to be in Thursday Island for sure. The leaders and everyone else will be coming through the reef. So it's going to be a boisterous trade wind up there for quite some time. So they'll all experience that, which is kind of cool. All right, no need to look at the leaderboard because this is all clean. That's their real times at sea. We'll bring this back here. They're all enjoying the ride, and they should, because it's going to get a little bit wet, but it'll be fast, and that's what the 580s are built for. So plenty of fun coming up. And you can see where the lead group is. They're having a great race, and even in the middle group here, all the rest of them, they've got their own target. So, okay, that's hopefully all that worked. I'll come back here now. I'm thinking, is there something else I need to show? No, I don't think that's all there is. So here we go. The sun's streaming in. I'm looking. Going to be a nice day today. We had a lot of rain yesterday. A lot of rain. So the update I got, Kerry hasn't called in yet. Come on, Kerry. Jeepers. The update I got, funny one from Josh. Where are we? Sid called me as well. Kerry's manager. His tracker wasn't updating as promptly as it should, but it did pop up again last night. Hang on a sec. Where is it? Here we go. Cat. This is from Josh. These were all yesterday. Just spent the last hour fighting off 2 giant seabirds with the boat hook. One tried landing on the wind arrow on the masthead. I was so afraid it was going to break it. Okay, so that got him a bit miffed. And then the next one was high. Lots of squalls last night. Had one of those, I'll throw in an Aussie term here, had one of those bloody birds come back while I was making dinner, and it flew right through the hatch into the cabin, trying to steal his dinner. so that you can imagine him with the boat hook. That's off. And then when he's cooking dinner, he turns up. But anyway, that's the only report I've got there at the moment. So, but I can see everyone's having fun. But we would love to see more reports. Anyway, Arzu. Arzu, yes. Camping. Yes, it would be great. So you should come down to Cape Town, Arzu. Don't let Burton fly home. He won't have enough time anyway. He might not be there till Christmas. Joke. But yeah, I'm thinking, I said to Cam, I said, hey, look, we should set up some things and organise to go a bit of a camping thing. Even if we hire a couple of Land Rovers, that could be funny. And get some bits and go out there. We'll talk about that with the other entrants, see who's up for it. Because talking to Cam, we were saying 4 days you can go and do some amazing stuff. So anyway, we'll just see how that goes. Cheapers, I'm having trouble seeing. It's so sunny. Okay, so we will absolutely do that. I'm up for it. And there is 1 week which is pretty free. So for the most of the boats should be arriving in the first 2 weeks of December. So everyone's there. The third week is the week sort of that third week is the week before the last lot of activities, which is Christmas and briefings and all that sort of stuff. So if we pick a spot about part way in and then say, right, who's up for a 4 day or 4 day, 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be 5 if you left. That's what Cam was saying. We start driving 3 o'clock in the morning, and you get there, and you got plenty of time on site. But there'd be lines and bits and pieces. I said I'll have a shower so I don't smell like a bit of meat, but he was laughing about it. Anyway, could be a bit of fun to be had in Cape Town. And as I say, it's not just the wildlife and things like that. I've never been out there for that extreme stuff, but just the coastal regions are very much like Australia. Weather will be fantastic. There's some really cool things for Cape Town. It's a surprise when you get there. That's the best way to describe it. Okay, coming back up here. Adrian went to South Africa for the Ironman in Port Elizabeth. It's fantastic. It is. It's a shame the government is in with the Russians, but that the people are great. That's the main thing. We won't get into politics, I suppose, even though I do sometimes. But yes, you're right. And the people are fantastic. They're a breed of their own. Anyway, Isla morning. Yep, from Darwin. Cool. Maybe waiting for him. Dark Hands. I believe Jake had to back out of a fight with some fishing boats and lost a considerable distance. He'd be grand. I wonder where you heard that. I haven't looked at any posts this morning. That's interesting. Yeah, there's I'm not sure of the fishing fleet up there, but that's an interesting story. I'll check that out later. Kerry non-stop to Darwin. Look at the ocean currents, 100 to 80 miles north of the rum line. Okay, I don't know whether if I was racing, I would not go to Darwin, but that's another story. Gary, g'day Gary. So much bird poop to clean up every day. I think I convinced them to find another boat last night. The boat hook sorted them out. Don't forget, all those birds are protected. I'm sure they are. Anyway, they're nice guys, but I know what it's like. We used to anchor up when I didn't tell you when we used to anchor in these reef anchorages where there's no land, and you get up during the night and you just give up. There would be 20 birds all around the rail, and you just give up because you shake them away and they just come back. You shake them away and they come back. So you just know you've got bucket duty in the morning, and it's pretty cool anyway. So that's part of the reef, I suppose. Okay, Nigel, greetings from the UK. G'day, Nigel. That's it. Pretty simple. So they're all having an amazing time. This is dream material. Sailing the trades like that, the weather would be great. The temperature would be cool. They're sailing these cool little boats that a lot of them have built themselves. Most of them built themselves, and just living the dream. It's fantastic to see. Okay, we will call it a day. No videos. If you haven't sorted that out, we've been too busy. So I'm just going to shut it down with this freeze frame here. Hi, Gary sent his birds to Josh. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see you later. Thanks.